Good afternoon, everyone. Come on in, type in freedom now. It is Monday, June 1st. Already, guys, June 1st. Type in freedom now. Type in freedom now. I've been with you most Mondays this year, and I cannot believe that it's already June 1st. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide at McBean Law. It is nice to be with you guys this afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your faithfulness. You guys are the best. I couldn't do what I do without you. And I truly appreciate you being here each and every week. Thank you so much. Type in freedom now and certainly let me know where you're joining from on this Monday afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Thank you, McBean Immigration TV on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you all for being here today. Someone says freedom is a must. Freedom, 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 freedom now. Someone said last week, freedom first, and I really like that. Freedom first, freedom first. All right, let's go, guys. Thank you so much. We're reachable at McBean Law. We have a lot of good works that we're involved in these days, guys. A whole lot of good work that we're doing on with immigration filings, helping families see that breakthrough that they really need to feel that peace that they need of staying together in the United States or bringing people to America. Um, I'll share with you guys a terrific testimony that we shared last night to our followers, our subscribers by email. We're helping people achieve some wonderful wins in immigration court, people who have been here for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Some people have finally gotten that breakthrough. So we're so thankful to be part of your journey. And certainly over the years, bringing this content to you live and through videos, it's been such an honor. Thank you guys. Freedom now, freedom now. We're here at 914-898-9488 at McBean Law, where you could call us to book a consultation to speak privately one-on-one about your immigration problem, okay? Call 914-898-9488 is the best way of reaching us, or you could send that email as well at info@mcbeanlaw.com. Friends, be careful as you're interacting also in DMs. Just know that McBean Law is not in the DMs pushing you to send money to us or anything like that. Please be careful and not send money to folks through DM or WhatsApp who are pushing you in the middle of the night to send money to them. It is really not me. It is not me. I'm getting my beauty rest at that time. It is not me. Okay. I'm not in that DM and I'm not sending you WhatsApp messages asking you for money. So please do not be scammed. Call us and reach someone on our team and you'll get a consultation with a real lawyer, licensed attorney who will meet with you for 30 minutes and discuss your immigration case. Okay. All right. Let's go. If you had not seen Saturday's live session, go back and watch Saturday's live session on YouTube. Why? Because in that live session, I discuss with you a change of heart, maybe that USCIS, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is allegedly experiencing with regard to adjustment of status. I shared some important updates regarding the policy memo for that was sent to the officers at USCIS, providing them with guidance and reminding them of what their duties are. And that adjustment of status is an administrative grace and it's an extraordinary relief and all of that. And that folks need to really find their pathway back home through the consulate or embassy process. That's what we were discussing a week ago. And then on Saturday, I shared with you that New York Times is reporting that there is some sort of, they're kind of, walking back that position. And that's good news. But I also shared with you that you need to also be prepared for your adjustment of status interview if you get that interview. Okay. There are 3 questions we covered on Saturday that some lawyers are reporting out on. that are being asked about their clients' early days in the United States. Why did they overstay their time here in America? What factors are standing in their way of going back home to an embassy to process their green card case? Those are two questions that I discussed with you. That there's a third one also that we discussed on Saturday. So go watch that video. And also, I have an earlier video live session that I did that I went into a lot of details with you guys on questions that you really need to be prepared to answer additional questions. And it's the Fight Back USCIS Adjustment of Status Memo, evidence to fight back, and questions USCIS might ask you. Go watch that live session from last week. All right. So with that being said, friends, we're gonna dive right into your questions, okay? And then as we go along, I might provide some updates here and there about other things that are happening. Thank you guys for being here. Someone says, thank you for your regular updates. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Freedom Now from Florida. Florida is in the house. A lot of crazy things are happening in the state of Florida. You guys Floridians need to be quite vigilant and stay on top of your immigration case if you're from the state of Florida or live in the state of Florida. USA visa ban. When will it end? I don't know. I have no idea when this government is going to pull, okay? The government needs to lift that pause in the 75 country immigrant visa pause. They have not given us any indication as to when that indefinite pause is going to lift, okay? Any news regarding any of the pauses? The 39 country pause is also still in effect, guys. Still in effect, all 39 countries. Let's see. Someone says here you're needed in the state of Arizona by many immigrants. We do have clients in Arizona as well, by the way. We work with clients nationwide, all 50 states. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Are you doing a lawsuit for the 75 countries? Phyllis is asking. Phyllis, we do have a case that we filed in Washington, D.C. And also on Saturday, I provided an update about it. It was very slow in the beginning, very, very slow. And now it's starting to move. And the plaintiffs who are part of that case, we call it 52. We call it our 52 country um, uh, 52 country immigrant visa pause lawsuit. We have narrowed ours only to 52 countries, not all 75. And you guys, if you're part of that group, I've been emailing you. If you have not gotten an email from me, plaintiff, in the 52 or any of our 39 country lawsuits, please email our office at lift@mcbeanlaw.com and let us know that you have not been getting my emails so that we could rectify that to ensure you're getting your updates from me and my other colleagues, okay? Someone says, I would like to switch. This is TikTok. I would like to switch from VAWA and get married to my partner of 2 years now. Speak one-on-one with an immigration attorney about the implications of getting married with regard to your pending VAWA case, okay? And the timing of things. Good news, though, thank you for mentioning VAWA. Good news recently regarding humanitarian applications. And I cannot provide, I'm not going to read this entire article, but a federal judge in California, the Central District of California, issued an order to protect survivors of domestic violence, trafficking, and individuals who have been victims of very serious crimes in the United States. And this is a nationwide ruling that would prevent ICE from detaining and deporting individuals who who have a pending UT and VAWA case. Okay. The court certified 3 nationwide classes of UT and VAWA petitioners and granted corresponding temporary protections while the case proceeds for class members. All survivors with petitions pending before USCIS, you're protected at least during this time of this class action. The order temporarily stays a January 2025 memo rescinding longstanding protections for survivors and two unlawful policies that flowed from that memo. Okay, so that's actually some great news that came out just recently for individuals who are pursuing these particular humanitarian pathways to lawful status in the United States. Some good things are happening, guys. Some good things are happening. Okay. Um, my daughter and I got our green cards through my mom. Is it okay for my daughter to finish high school in Jamaica? Because it's just better education. No, she didn't say that, or he didn't say that. She didn't say it. I'm adding that part. Is it okay for the daughter to go back with her green card? You really have to be careful there. Yes, of course, you could get a reentry permit. Here's how you would do it on Instagram. You would get a reentry permit for your daughter that would allow her to stay out for a year, and you can get another one for another year so that she could finish up high school. Do that before she leaves the United States so that she is not penalized, okay, when she tries to re-enter the United States. So it's called a re-entry permit, and that's what needs to be filed. I believe it's Form I-131, okay, on USCIS's website. That's how you do that. Freedom Now. Hey there, Freedom Now. Shana. I like the way Shana spelled her name here. Shahna. Shana. That's good. I've never seen it like that before. Let's see. Let's keep going. Something is going on with adjustment of status, by the way, and I talked a little bit about this on Saturday. It's slow. Things are slow. Some weird things are happening with adjustment of status. People who had interviews scheduled were told, oh, your interview is canceled or need to be rescheduled at the very last minute. We're starting to hear more and more about this particular problem and dynamic. I don't know what's going on yet. I do know that it's been very slow with the adjustment of status approvals, and certainly we know that adjustment of status is harder now based on the new guidance that came out. It's still possible, obviously, to get your green card here, but something is going on with adjustment of status. So I'm asking you again, I asked on Saturday, if you had your adjustment of status case approved over the last 3 months, testify, put it in the comments. I'd really like to know whether you're seeing that particular outcome, okay? Hello there, Kangalian. Nice to have you here. If you've had your adjustment of status case approved over the last 3 months, let me know, okay? How about detained on a felony, a green card holder? This is a serious problem. Okay. Now you mentioned, okay, detained, or maybe you just charged with, or whoever this individual is, perhaps just charged. I don't know. If it's a conviction, it could be a very big problem. Speak with an immigration lawyer one-on-one. Green card holders, if you have a felony, if you're detained, I should say, or arrested, I don't know what the circumstances are, based on some sort of felony charge. Are Haitians able to apply for asylum right now if they have an asylum case? If it's a good case, if there are grounds to apply for asylum, they can do so, but you should not just rush right into asylum right after TPS, because that might not work, particularly if you do not have an asylum case, okay? Let's see. For someone is asking about how do I submit something to USCIS, follow USCIS's instructions on how to file or submit any records to them that they're seeking from you. Okay, let's see. Let's go down. Type in freedom now, guys. Freedom now. Freedom now. Is 3 weeks post interview no update normal? I earlier I did ask my question about adjustment of status because there is something going on there. There's a slowdown. If you thought, well, I had my interview 3 weeks ago, it was great. If the officer even recommended my case for approval, yet I haven't heard anything yet. And I think it could be related now, perhaps, to whatever it is that's going on with adjustment of status. I don't know, and I can't confirm or say anything on the record about there being any pause or hold on adjustment of status generally. No, that's not what I'm saying. But something is happening there that's not right. So we're just watching it and tracking our own cases to see why are these cases taking as long as they're taking now. Adjustment of status cases. Okay, let's see. As an American citizen and a citizen of one of the African countries with the visa ban, can I still file and process a green card for my elderly mother who is in Africa? Yes, you could still move forward with that I-130. Okay, move forward with the I-130, and if that country that you're referencing there is one of the countries that is paused by USCIS, you'll need to get into a lawsuit if you're able to. You could do it on your own or in a group lawsuit like what we have. We have round 3 going right now that we're onboarding for. Get into a lawsuit and ask a judge to lift that pause or hold on your mom's case. But definitely file that I-130. Do not be deterred, guys, by these policies that we're seeing here. The goal, of course, by the administration is to delay, deter, and discourage. Okay, so don't let them discourage you and delay you from pursuing nothing bad here. She's just trying to bring her mom to America to be with her elderly mom. Don't let anything stop you from doing that. Okay. And it just really gets me worked up when I see how it's impacting real people. Okay. She's not trying to do anything bad here. She just wants to be with her mom as her mom is advancing in age. You know, why should the government stop that? It's so cruel. Double tap the screen on TikTok. TikTok, a lot of you are here. If you have not started following me on TikTok, follow so that you could stay plugged in, okay? Follow, 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 and double tap the screen. Thank you very much. Do we help with getting citizenship in the state if I live in the state of Florida? Yes. Yes, we do naturalization cases nationwide. Okay, thank you. All right. Let's see. I'm going to skip over pause. Freedom now, freedom now. Okay, here's a removal question. I have a family member in removal, and the lawyer he has says he has to go before a judge. Can they do something that he don't have to go before the judge by putting in a letter or something like that? I could understand this concern. I don't want my family member to go to court because if he goes to court or she goes to court, they might be arrested. I don't think you have anything to worry about here. That person has to show up, show up, show up, show up, whether it's by WebEx or whether it's in person, however the judge says it, he is to show up, show up. Now, of course, the lawyer can request a WebEx hearing, and it will be up to the judge if the judge wants to grant it. But the lawyer cannot just show up without the client. Okay, so he must be there. Double tap the screen, guys. How can I contact you? You could contact us by calling 914-898-9488. That number is also in the bio page on Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere else. Double tap the screen, guys. It is June 1st already. I hope you had a great weekend where we had some good, quote unquote, good news on Saturday that I shared about the adjustment of status process. Go watch Saturday's live session. Um, I don't know. Someone is asking why Judge Vargas is taking so long in the clinic versus Rubio case. Don't know. And certainly these clerks have to, they're drafting. They're working on these orders, these opinions. They're drafting. They're doing research. Sometimes does take a long time, but I don't know why in that particular case. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. Let's see. I'm out of status and I'm married to a green card holder. My wife has mental illness. Can I adjust my status by myself? Well, by yourself, because your wife has a mental illness and she's a green card holder. No, you're going to need you're going to need an I-130 petition. You won't be able to do it by yourself. And this, based on just the facts that you've shared with me here, there's nothing in our immigration rules and system that allows for you to just self-petition based on the fact that you're spouse has a mental illness. Speak one-on-one with us though, because I would want to, not just me, but anyone else here would want to really dive a little bit into what you're referring to there as with regard to the mental illness and what it is, and learn a little bit more about the capacity of your wife and whether she unmet. A lot of people a lot of people can say that they have mental illness, and it could be, it might not be something very severe that is hindering their ability to make a decision like, oh, I need to file for my spouse and sign paperwork. Or it could be something incredibly severe where they cannot do so. So we'd want to unpack that just a little bit, okay? Double tap the screen on TikTok. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let's go into this question here from Instagram. I'm a U.S. citizen and my husband is from Guatemala. Okay. He came here illegally. Does he need to go back to his country to wait for a green card? He So he entered illegally. He most likely, yes, will need to go back to his country for an embassy process, but whether or not he has to wait there, um, that's another story, right? Because normally, an individual would file a waiver and wait here in the United States until that waiver is approved, and then do consular processing, get an interview date, and then leave for that interview and come right back to the US with the green card, so to speak. So the wait in the home country doesn't usually happen for most people. For some people, they will have to wait because, for some people, they'll need a waiver that the embassy will direct them to go out and file, and then they'll have to wait there for that waiver to be approved before they could get a visa to return to the U.S. Most recently, our government has been talking about potentially really sending people back and then having them wait there for an indefinite period of time to then come to be qualified for a green card, which is absurd, which we are rejecting. We're pushing back on that. Pushing back. We don't want that. We don't like it. We don't want it. We don't think it's right. We don't think it's fair. And no, right? That's what the big push is right now. Okay. That's the big push. No to that. Double tap the screen, guys. We're reachable at McBean Law, as I've been saying, at 914-898-9488. Or you may email us at info@mcbeanlaw.com. Hey there, Richard. Thank you for being here from Facebook. If you're joining from Facebook, be sure to share this live session with your feed, okay? I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide through the good work that we have the honor of doing here at McBean Law. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the gifts that you're sharing here on TikTok. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Is your lawsuit only for people wanting benefits within the country or from those who are abroad as well? So we're tackling both issues. We're tackling the 39 country USCIS adjudication pause problem for those inside the United States seeking a benefit, immigration benefit, as well as we have one group that is targeting those abroad who are waiting on the embassy interview. I'm sorry, the immigrant visa from a U.S. embassy. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we have currently for the USCIS lawsuits, we have three rounds. Round one is we're in the thick of it after getting the preliminary injunction grant. We thought it was necessary to file a motion with the court to enforce that preliminary injunction based on the feedback that we received from our plaintiffs. So we have round one in the thick of things. We have round two that we're going to have three groups, three big groups that are being filed. The first one is going out today. Guys have no idea what we've been going through to really push this, put it all together for you. So one is going out today to be filed, and then we have two more going out this week. Okay, so we have three groups. Two of those groups will be employment-based groups only because a large number of you have that problem as the exclusive issue and problem. And then we have round three that we're onboarding for, and that onboarding will end June 7th. Okay, June 7th. We're going to let this one run all the way until the end. So June 7th will be the closing date of round three. So, and then we also have individual lawsuits for folks who say, well, my matter is actually like really, really urgent, and I have certain deadline, and I need my name to be the only name on the complaint. And so we have those going as well. Okay. So, now obviously immigration has turned into, it's all about litigation now to ensure that, that woman who said earlier, she just wants to bring her mom to America to be with her. She's a U.S. citizen. Why shouldn't she be able to do that? That's just so wrong. So we feel we're disgusted by, the policies that we're seeing, and it's really hurting a lot of people. Okay, so 221G letter was given after the interview. Okay, I was told that this was not a denial and my passport was returned. I'm from Jamaica. And the reason for this is because of that 75 country pause. That's what they're doing to folks. They say, come, go all the way to the end to the interview, and we'll give you this letter placing you in administrative processing for an indefinite period of time. Hopefully they'll lift this. Hopefully they'll lift this. There is litigation, of course, that is seeking to lift this. Not just ours. There are others out there as well. My son is approved from Nigeria to join me here. What can I do to expedite his coming here? Well, there's a travel ban right now, unfortunately, that is hindering his ability to come to the United States at this time. Okay. Again, unfair. Let's see. I am a Tanzanian. My husband is a U.S. citizen. We are 1.5 years in with our I-130 petition. Can we join your lawsuit? I'm currently in Tanzania and never been to America before. Yes, yes, because your country, I believe, is on that 39 country list. And so, although your husband is a US citizen, he is petitioning for you, and his I-130 is also there's an adjudication pause, guys, on I-130s as well. There has not been any blanket lifts, as many of you are talking about on Reddit or anything like that. They're still holding up even US citizen filings based on the I-130s, by the way, under this USCIS adjudication pause. Word of the day is faith, someone says here. Okay, faith is the word of the day. Thank you for that. Yeah, guys, you got to keep the faith as well. You got to keep the faith. I have filed for my spouse. Can I now switch my lawyer? Janet is asking. Janet, you're free to consult with a lawyer and tell a lawyer what's going on and why you're looking to make this change. If there's something for the lawyer to do after you said that you've already filed. If there's something for the lawyer to do, the lawyer will take your case and further assist you, okay? Um, if you get a priority date to file for adjustment of status, do you have to wait for the date? Do you have to wait for the date? So some people don't, right? Some people are immediate relatives of a U.S. citizen, and a visa is always available. They don't have to wait on any particular date before filing. Others do. If you're in a family preference category, you want to make sure that that your priority date is current before you apply for adjustment of status. But speak one-on-one with an attorney before you go ahead and do that. Apply for adjustment of status in light of everything. Everything. I saw a TikTok this weekend from a young woman who was mocking lawyers. You guys might have seen that one as well, TikTokers. Um, she was mocking lawyers, saying, "Oh, since this USCIS news came out, here's what lawyers have been saying." And she was mocking us, quoting various things that we've been saying. I don't know if she quoted me, I don't know. Possibly, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting because there was this idea that was being conveyed that, oh, we're just trying to milk the moment, just trying to milk it, just trying to get you to work with us for adjustment of status, which used to be somewhat of a straightforward process for some people. And so that, I think, was her underlying theme in her video, that we get on here and we tell you, oh, work with us because we're self-seeking. So one of the things you have to realize is this, that first of all, it's a free market. We could always get into the free market and go before you and tell you what we do and tell you about our success, tell you about our services, just like any business, right? On a billboard or somewhere on the internet. Of course, lawyers do that. Of course, lawyers want to get the business. Of course, lawyers want to grow their business. This is America. It's the American way. Small business, growing it. So that's a no-brainer. But you also have to dissect some of this information that you're receiving, guys, and realize that you're getting some really good information from not just me, but from other sources as well that I think could benefit you. So just, use your own discernment and understand that listen for value. Listen for value. Grab whatever you can for free. Grab whatever you can for free. It's the American way. Grab it, grab it. But with respect to adjustment of status, it's not a gimmick, what we're saying. You got to really know that you have a good case because they are not playing fair at USCIS. So get all your free information, but then work with an attorney who you trust and like to get your case worked on properly, really. And you should also review your case even after the lawyer worked on it. Okay, I'm joining from Queens, New York. Thank you so much for being here from Queens. Um, Someone says, I've already filed my I-130. This was in October of 2024. It's very discouraging that it's taken so long. What category are you in? What category? That is a long time. What category? Who filed for you? Let's see. It's too long. I've answered that one. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. We're reachable at 914-898-9488 or at info@mcbeanlaw.com to book a consultation with an attorney. Thank you for being here. I see Louisiana is in the house. Okay, that's great. Do you and your team support cases out in Colorado? Yes, we do. All 50 states. All 50 states. I don't think we've had anyone from Hawaii, though. I got to stop saying all 50 states. I don't think we've ever had anyone from Hawaii. Alaska, yes. U.S. Virgin, well, I didn't say that. I know the states. I know the difference between a state and a territory, guys. Um, okay. Do you visa holders have to go back to their home country to get a green card? No. How do we get a notice for court, our court date? So certainly you could, watch out for your mail to get that hearing notice unless you have an attorney. If you have an attorney, the attorney is going to be the one to get that hearing notice. But you could proactively on your own go on Google and search EOIR automated case, just those words, and put in your alien number and your country of birth and your file, so to speak, what limited amount of information that's going to be there will pop up about your case, like your judge, the name of your judge, the location of the court, and the next hearing date if you do have another hearing date coming up. Or you could call the 1-800 automated automated system, the 800 number, which I could pull it up while while I'm doing this live session for you. Okay, I hope that you are in a position where you could take this information. I also have a video out there on YouTube about how to check to see if you're in court or not. Okay, I need the number. Let's get that 800 number here in front of me. Right? And I believe it's 800-898-7180, but check Google for yourself because I just did that quick search. Yeah, 800-898-7180. Okay? I hope this is helpful to you. Hello, Jason. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. How could I contact you? Rishma says you could reach out to us at 914-898-9488 or just go to the bio page on TikTok and you'll see our contact information there. Go to McBeanlaw.com as well. You'll see us on Google too. You could Google. It's so easy. It's easy, guys. Freedom Now. Okay, I keep seeing this one. Let me skim through. 10-year green card, Germany. Let's see. Let's go down just a little bit. Someone says that he's from Florida, and thank you so much for the amazing job. Thank you for that. Thank you. Someone says, big up yourself. Oh, nice, clean Jamaican. Ooh, nice, clean Jamaican. I know that's supposed to be a compliment, but you guys know. Clean. How much are the individual lawsuits? Someone is asking. The individual lawsuits, we discuss it during the fee during the consultation. It is $1,500, however, for the group lawsuits. How could I? Got an NTA for removal, no ties. Is it best to go to court or self-deport? Speak with someone if you want to pay that money to speak with a lawyer. Speak to a couple of, maybe 3 people and get some opinions there about what you should do before you self-deport and give up on that removal case. You might have something there that can help you. But this person says, well, I don't even have any ties or here in the United States, which means that he has no family here who he can make a case of why he should stay in the United States. that's not the only way of staying here, right? Through family. So speak with the lawyer one on one, okay, to see if you really had exhausted all of your options. You want to really be certain. And if you're seriously thinking about self-deporting, I got a video for you on McBean Immigration TV about what you should think about before you self-deport. It's from last year, and in it, I want you to consider several questions before you make the decision to self-deport, which is your right to do, of course, but do so knowingly. Can I change my lawyer? Maybe. You're free to speak with other lawyers and see who, if you'd like to transfer your case to them. You're always free to do that, even if you're in removal. Okay? Double tap the screen, guys. It is Monday, June 1st. Monday, June 1st. Oh, we had a terrific story last night. If you guys read our email last night, let me know that you've read the email in the comment. We testified about a client from the Philippines, actually, who had a $1.8 million bill from the government. Last year around this time, really, the government, or did it start? I think it started in April for most people of last year. The government started to send out these fines of 1.8 million. Some people had gotten smaller fines. And why? Because they have a removal order and they remained in the United States. And so the government went ahead and fined all these people. And so our client here was also fined, okay? And um, this is life-changing news that he received last week. The government agreed, so we got his case. By the way, we also did an I-130 case for him back in 2024, so that he could begin the lawful permanent residence process. But he had gotten this notice of violation in order to pay a civil penalty of $1.8 million, given him only 15 days to challenge this big fine. After carefully reviewing his case, obviously, we worked on a very detailed appeal and explaining why this penalty should not be in effect and it should not apply to our client. And just 10 days later, the government confirmed that the civil fine has been rescinded, which removed a major roadblock, an obstacle from our client's case. Okay, so this is the story that we shared yesterday. To those of you who read our emails, if you have not been getting our emails and you'd like to be plugged into the information that we've been sharing, subscribe at mcbeanlaw.com/subscribe. Really nice story to be. Yes, you want to be free from deportation. Yes, you want to be free from the fear of ICE on your back. Yes, you want to be free of all of that. But guess what? You want to be free of $1.8 million too. Right? That's kind of really significant, especially if you're trying to get a green card and you'd like to ensure that something like this doesn't come up down the road when you're consular processing, if you're going to consular process. So take this seriously and try to do something about the fine because the government is being very aggressive with it, okay? My lawyer did not put all of my prior address on my form. Will this be an issue? Can this be an issue? It just depends really on things like whether you're called in for an interview. You'll have an opportunity then to correct this problem. Okay, let's see. I'm from Iran and I have an I-140 case pending for almost 2 years. I have already participated in your third round of lawsuit. Is there a timeline to get an update after submitting the lawsuit? So we're still onboarding, which means that we're still allowing potential plaintiffs to join this round 3, and that will end on June 7th, as I've said. And so we have said that within 30 days of onboard and ending, you should expect the lawsuit to be filed. We are delayed round two, and you know this. We were delayed. We had a deadline of last week, and I emailed you guys on Friday to notify you of the delay that we were experiencing with getting out these three filings because they're so very big, very large. Okay, so that's what we tell folks, okay, within 30 days. I'm not going to discuss strategy with regard to the 52. I see a question here. 52 country won't do that. Not in this forum. Let's go down. Freedom Now, guys. Thank you for being here this afternoon on June 1st with me. Do you have to go back to your home country for a green card? Some people will, others will not, do not have to do so. I applied in 2018 and I got an approved I-130, but I still didn't get a second interview. Apply, approved I-130. I still didn't get Why are you expecting a second interview? Why are you expecting that to happen? Someone has reported my colleague to ICE saying that she has an old fake degree. Will she be in trouble if she applies for a green card? How does she know that someone reported her, by the way? How does she know this? Now, setting that question aside, this could potentially come up, of course, right? Because if they do have it on some sort of tip line that she committed fraud with regard to maybe, I don't know what, employment process, not sure. Then of course it could potentially, of course it could come up when she seeks adjustment of status. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Thank you, guys. I hope you had a good weekend. I'm not sure what you're asking there. I'm trying to get through some of these on Instagram. Should we contact our local congressman for the lengthy delay in USCIS? Yes, you could always do that. Put them to work for you. Put your local congressman and congresswoman to work for you. Yes, always free to do so and get some congressional assistance. We applied for the I-130, I-765, I-485 in May of 2023 and received I-765 after first interview and then a second interview. This is, yeah, your case sounds like it is long pending. You could certainly put in your SR request, service request, and certainly contact your congressman or congresswoman to see if they could get some insight into what's happening with the processing of your case. I'm going through the comments and I don't see anyone letting me know that they were approved for adjustment of status over the last 3 months. I am looking. I'm doing my own little poll, informal poll in here as I come live with you guys. I really want to know if you're seeing progress with your adjustment of status case. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stopping by. Can I have your number, please? Someone is asking. Go to the bio page right there on TikTok. You'll see our phone number. Let's see. We're still monitoring compliance with USCIS with regard to our lawsuit and that preliminary injunction. I'm due for naturalization in July. How much is the consultation so I could prepare my application, prepare for application? I have been a green card holder for 5 years. Our consultation fee starts at $300 and it's $399 for me. If you've had your I-485 approved, over the last 3 months, please let me know. And you might be saying, well, if they did, why would they be here today? That's because people are still people are still plugged in, guys. Even US citizens are still plugged into what's happening with immigration. So they do tune in, believe it or not, people with status. Not everyone here today is without papers, okay? So that's why I'm asking. Freedom Now. Yes. I just got approved. Oh, someone said, I just got approved last January of 2026. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm interested in applying for asylum. Can you help me with the process? And only if it's a real asylum case. And that's the first thing that we're looking for. Is this real? Is it real or not? Is there something there? Can we put our name on it in a legitimate way? Freedom Now, guys. Can the Congresswoman help with the I-45 decision for the 39 countries? No, they cannot. They're limited. Their hands are tied with regard to the adjudication pause. They cannot help with that problem. Should people pay the fine? And what does it do for you if it is paid? So, what it does is it prevents maybe down the road, if when the individual is qualified for a green card, it prevents the government from using that against the individual. Whether an individual should pay it, they define it. It has various language in there about the person's obligation to pay it. Let a lawyer look at that language and do a little homework and research and make a decision about whether there's any way to fight it and push back. So don't just, take everything at face value and say, oh, okay, let me write that check for 1.8. And also the interest is crazy, it accrues. Like, it's just really an awful situation. Okay, this December, it will be 3 years at the Board of Appeals. My husband's case was closed by the immigration judge, but the state disagreed. How long does it take? It does take years sometimes when your case goes up on appeal to the Board of Immigration Appeals. 3 years, it sounds like you might even be at the tail end of a decision there, but just know that it can take a very long time, even for some cases that we have. There's something bizarre happening here on Instagram with is there a filter that I inadvertently added here? Looks terrible. Really bad filter. No one goes up. Go don't look at it. Don't look at it, guys. Let's go. Let's concentrate. Um Can you travel domestically if your K-1 has expired and you have a pending adjustment of status? Yes. Yes. But, just keep in mind that even domestic travel these days is kind of a little bit of a risk for some people, just a little bit of a risk for some. All right. I'm a US citizen. I've applied for my mother in 2020. I paid for her visa twice. Still, she's waiting. I think you should contact us, okay? We really want to take a look at that. I don't like it when the mother and children are separated, but that's a very long time. That is a very long time for a US citizen to be waiting for the mother to join her in the United States. We'll have to see what's going on there. Let's see. No, we haven't seen any work permits yet issued from the 39 country. I have not heard. Um, I don't know. Am I wrong about that? Am I wrong? I don't think I am wrong. I don't think we've seen a work permit yet, which is a huge problem. So that's why we filed our motion last week. I haven't seen it. I could be wrong. Michaela and our team might be able to tell me if I'm wrong or not. because she's tracking all of this too. I haven't heard about a work permit yet for any of the plaintiffs. Okay. All right, guys. So we're wrapping up now. Thank you so much for being with me today during this live session. Um, there's always going to be a lot to discuss, even things on my to-do list here to discuss with you. I didn't get a chance to. There will be other times. Stay plugged in, get on our email list at mcbeanlaw.com/subscribe. Reach out to us at 914-898-9488 if you'd like a consultation with an attorney. And stay plugged in. If you are a plaintiff, again, if you are a plaintiff in round 2, and also the 52 country lawsuit, and you had not yet gotten an email from me, please email us to inform us of this so that we could ensure that you're seeing our information that is sent to you by email. Email us at lift, LIFT, at mcbeanlaw.com. Thank you so much for being with me here today, guys. We have a lot of work to get back to. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.